Greetings. Welcome to day 26 of Ebony Dawn's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge 2019. Today the prompt is, what tarot deck do you wish you could get into or vibe with but just can't, and why? And there is a disclaimer here, which I really need to read. This is not an opportunity to deck or deck creator bash. It is more about how we all work with different decks and like different things. Oh, I really mean that. I really do. I hope I don't sound like I'm bashing, because I'm not. Particularly one I do not want to bash. This is an interesting question for me to answer because, a couple years ago I wouldn't have been able to answer this at all. I didn't really have that many decks that I thought of. And I, if you've heard any of my other videos, you know that up until just the last couple of years, I was really one deck all the time. My Hoi Polloi deck was the only deck that I really paid that much attention to. I didn't see a need to have more than one deck, truthfully. I saw the purpose of maybe having a Lenormand deck. I really wasn't even into Oracle decks until just recently. So this would have been really hard to answer. I'm sorry to say that I have now... I have 4 decks that I need to, I'm having trouble with. But the reason I'm bringing them up is I'm hopeful that I'm going to be able to vibe with all of them in one way or another. I want to give everybody a chance. And when I said that, it made me laugh. It made me think about Simon. I think my husband Joe was laughing one day watching Simon saying, he heard Simon say he hated to choose because he felt that the decks that he wasn't choosing, it was maybe hurting their feelings. And Joe thought that was kind of cute, really funny. I don't want to hurt, I don't think I'm hurting my deck's feelings, but I don't want to hurt the people's feelings who really stand by the decks, or really the decks mean a lot to them, or maybe they created the decks themselves. But I have to be honest, I have trouble with a lot of decks. Generally, I'm trying to get over it. I think I said in this somewhere earlier in this series that I had trouble with animal decks that had people bodies, that they were animal heads stuck on people bodies. I found that kind of creepy. I don't anymore, because I have one, the Animal Lords or whatever it is, that I haven't really gotten into, but I'm not offended like I thought I was by it. So check back later in the year. I'll probably be doing something with that on my own channel, on my own outside of this challenge. So that would have kind of creeped me out. I'm not a big fan of, I don't know what you call them, people in cards that look like people. I don't mind. People like in the Rider-Waite deck, they're not real people. Photographs of real people, or I realize that these aren't photographs. These are computer generated whatever. But I like the drawn kind of, the illustrated kind of people more than I like the ones that look like they're photographs of people. Generally, I'm able to get past that in a lot of cases. It depends on the people. If they're not too creepy. Sometimes I find it kind of creepy that there's real people in there. But anyway, I'm working my way through these little hang-ups that I have. And I'm working my way through some of these other hang-ups that I have. And the first one I'm going to pick up and say, I'm kind of not there yet. Tarot of Marseille. There's a couple reasons. It's not just, yes, this is a pip deck. I'm not into the pip decks. I don't know. I'm just, isn't this the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? I hear people say that all the time, the pips. Glorious pips. In a lot of cases, I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 of vessels or cups or whatever it is. Kind of annoys me that I have to do that. I'm trying to be open-minded. I understand that people that are based on numerology, it's a whole different world. And I do incorporate numerology a lot into my own readings. I understand that. This is more of a I think I mentioned I used the images from this deck for a game that I created. Not that I created, a medieval game, a real medieval game, using the tarot cards. And I used this deck. And we made games for I don't know how many members of our household. So we printed them out, and I had to color them, and then I had to cut them out, and it took me like half a year to make these because there's all these cards, and having to color all these things and then cut them out, and it about murdered me. It about murdered me before we were finished trying to make these games for people, and I think that's when I my dislike for the images. I think that's what happened. Because, I think if you were just looking at it for the first time, you would have to say, these are really kind of beautiful images in a lot of ways. Maybe. Anyway, it's something that I aspire to, maybe perhaps later in the year, getting more into this Tarot of Marseille. Into the Pip decks. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Another one, I know I'm not alone. Dun dun dun. I used to call it the Thoth deck. Now I realize it's called Tote. And that's even more annoying to me. I can't look at that and say Tote. I don't know why. It's kind of annoying me. Anyway, I know a lot of people are trying to come to grips with this deck, trying to embrace the deck. And once they do, it's like a smoker who has quit smoking. Once they have quit smoking, they're all over your ass telling you it's the best thing in the world. I feel better than I ever did in my whole life because I quit smoking. I get that. But this is not the greatest deck. It's not the greatest deck. Don't tell me it's the greatest deck. It's an okay deck. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. We'll see. I will figure it out someday. But I have to tell you, it just doesn't have the allurability. It doesn't have there's no, why do I want to care about this deck? I don't know. When there's so many really beautiful decks, and and I'm just, like I said, just getting into other decks at all. And then I have this deck in front of me, which I have had for years and years. I don't know why. I don't know why I have either one of these. Well, I know I have this one. But I don't know why I have this one. I think I just thought one time, oh, I better, I'm a tarot reader. I better look at this deck because people talk about it. Well, people talk about a lot of things. Doesn't mean I have to have it. But we'll see. I'm not trying to bash it. If you love this deck, it's your deck of world. The whole world is in this deck. I can't even get the book back in the... when I can't even get the book back in the box, I'm like irritated. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to try. Maybe later this year, one of these will get looked at. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying. I'm trying. The third deck that I can't get into, this is my own stupid fault. This is what I did. It's called Tarot of Ceremonial Magic by Lon Milo Duquette. Unlocking the Magic of All Tarot Decks. And I'm going to say this is my own fault that I have this deck. Because I went to, years ago, Pagan Pride. You know how you go to Pagan Pride and there's all these classes, and you got to sign up for classes. And, some of the classes are kind of, and then you get this guy, somebody who's just fascinating, who wrote a book about he has a deck, he has a book. This is the 6 discs. I don't know. It is so complicated to me. Each card has, the 22 trumps, the 4 suits. He has Enochian attributions, astrological attributions, patois symbols, I Ching hexagrams, the 4 aces, the magic microscope, the 36 small cards, the zodiacal attribution, planetary attribution, position on the tree of life, the angels of Shemphamporash, 72 spirits of the Goetia, or Goetia, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I fell asleep in class. I didn't really fall asleep in class. He was a fascinating speaker. He had fascinating things to say. I was excited, got a little excited. I thought, well, this is something cool I could get into. Look at all that information in a box. He made it sound really easy. So I bought the deck. I think I bought the book. He signed the book. I'm personally attached to him for eternity because he signed my book. And I have this deck that I don't even know what the hell it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not bashing it. I'm sure it's a lot of information, but oh my God, I don't even know how to deal with it. I'm like, I'm scared. When I open the box, I get scared. Yeah, there's too much in there. Too much in there. I don't know. So anyway, that one. But this is my greatest. This is the one that my last choice is the one that I really have to talk to you about. I am trying so hard. I'm going to try really hard. I haven't spent enough time with it to try. But this deck was given to me by a friend of mine. It's called Fairy Wicca Tarot. And it's by Kizma Stepanich, but it is illustrated by Renee Christine Yates. And Renee Christine Yates is the college girlfriend of a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, who he's had this for a long time. He was so excited about this deck. And when he learned I read tarot, he wanted me to have it. I am forever grateful to have it. It's a beautiful deck. It really is a beautiful deck. The backs are exquisite. Get the 4 elements here on the back. Where's the book? It's a kind of it's a little confusing because they use a lot of Irish terminology for the names of the people. You know, like, I don't even know if I'm going to fracture it. I'm not good. I'm better with Gaelic, Scots Gaelic, but Irish Gaelic, I'm not really sure. Let's see if I can find one that I can show. I would be afraid to. Yeah, I'd be afraid to even try to pronounce some of these. But anyway, they all have both the Irish name and the English name. To be fair, they have that. But then they have air. What says time, but I think that's Tina. Not sure. For wands. I don't know. I can't even pronounce it. I think that's for the cups. For cauldrons, they have whisk, I'm not sure. And Dovin for stone. Dovin for stone. So, you know, right there you got me. They're beautifully illustrated though. They really are. It's not the names. I can learn the names. I can learn to pronounce them. I have access to how to pronounce the names. But what gets me is, well, and first of all, the reason they were interesting, the first point that he made was she used a lot of, to get the faces in a lot of these cards, she modeled the people after, like, certain people, famous people or whatever, to try to get, you know, I guess a lot of people probably do that. It's hard to just draw a face and make it just a face and it's not a person's face. So they get a person's face and put it in the deck. Which is, you know, kind of a good thing, maybe. But I'm just having trouble vibing with it because some of the things hold me back. Like, you know, the Seeker. Here's the Seeker card. I don't think you can read the word, but I want to say underneath what it says underneath the Seeker. Cuardaitheoir, which is probably I don't want to take a guess. I'm going to take a guess because a lot of Gaelic is, anytime you see a consonant with an H, it's back. They call it backspace delete. You pretend that those letters aren't even in there. Anyway, I'm kind of put off by that a little bit. I'm kind of put off by, but I have to say, the imagery. This is the one I pointed out to somebody in another video. Probably another one of these. I said the Hermit card, which is one card that I mean the Hangman card, which is one card that I kind of look at when I look at a deck. Where is that? Was I don't know where it is. They need shuffled really badly. This is I have trouble. I have trouble leafing through them because they're kind of sticking together. But that's just because they haven't been shuffled. Anyway, I cannot find it. But this is the one that I had mentioned that I thought that the Hanged Man looked like he was dead hanging there. Those kind of things, a couple things like that kind of threw me off a little bit on the deck. But they're really beautiful cards. They're beautifully done. She did a great job on them. I love the sentimentality of having it, I can't find it, as an Irish deck. And the Fairy Wicca, I love the relationship with the fairy. That's really beautiful itself. Something that I resonate with easily. So I'm going to really try hard to get over this deck. I'm not going to let that get me down. Some of the illustrations really are, I have to say, kind of really beautiful. It's very Pippish. It's one of those cards that's Pippish in the Minor Arcana. But there's more to it than just the swords. Okay. This one has a tall tree. Here's this one having the, you know, the fire. Some are engaging with fire. Here, this one has a figure. The figure coming out and engaging. They're kind of growing in their, so that by 7, the figure's completely out. It's just like, here's the gate, 9 of the gate. You know, see, they kind of grow. There's like a story. If you would put all of those out in one, it would kind of make a story, which I do like that a lot. And then the Minor Arcana in this deck, again, maybe this is the one that's going to take me through the pips. I might use this deck. Now that I think about it, I might use this deck as one of my decks of the year coming up so I can see, you know, so I can, maybe that'll help me get used to a pip deck. Because that Marseille deck is just, I'm just never, I don't know if I'm ever going to warm up to it because of the experience I had with the deck in an un-tarot related incident. Ah, there it is. I must have just been looking at it. Here it is. The Hangman here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but he's hanging upside down and his arms are flopping over his head in the background. Can you see him in the background? It just appears to me like he's dead, and also he's in the very background. Why is he sort of back? It's his card. It is his card. You know. I do like the moon. This one has a beautiful, the moon is one of my cards. And look at this glorious moon. She's celebrating the beautiful moon. Nice big moon in that picture. And for the people that don't like faces of the moon, this is really cool. So that's cool. So anyway, I think I am going to keep this deck. And I think maybe I'll try to use it for my February, which is surprising, total surprise for me right now, that I might try that with my February bullet journal, my cards. Because then I wanted to really get to know the deck really well, because I'd like to be able to read from my friend using the cards he gave me. That would be nice. But I've so far not been able to do it yet, so I'll try that. And it comes in a beautiful little box where the book and the deck just slide in there as easy as you please. It's gorgeous. Okay, so that's that. I hope that made sense. Hope it made sense. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I'm Rebecca, and I send you blessings.